Anyway, we're about to get into the ego and manifestations of our shadow self. What do I mean by ego? What do I mean by shadow self? Of course, you all know that there's yin and yang, there is dark and light. All of those things culminate into one inside of us. We have light and dark. The perfect balance is something that is called homeostasis, spiritual strength. It's accepting the duality of ourselves. I want to get into it because I think that I've been on the internet, y'all, and I've been seeing a lot of people go through their ups and downs. I've been going through my ups and downs, and then in turn blame spirit, God, whatever, however you want to call a source, spirit, or universal energies for that hardship, for those issues we run into, without having full accountability of our manifestations in life. So if everything starts from the mind, you think a thing and it becomes a reality, right? And then you move in harmony with that reality that you then put in your mind and activated and worked on and made it into a thing. We have to hold some weight with the fact that we are masters of our own life and therefore can decide what lessons stick and what lessons don't. So when we're operating from ego, which is our lower self, we attract people and situations that are on a lower level of life. And while in it, it may seem exciting, fun, exhilarating, right? There are also things called natural consequences that happen in us attracting those lower level thought processes and lower level experiences, right? Lessons. We can call them lessons today, right? When we experience those lessons, it's all for our greater good and our greater development as a whole. But when we take on lower level frequencies of thoughts and then that translates into lower level actions, we cannot then go and blame God for things happening to us that are out of alignment. I think when we can begin to reverse the cycles that we place ourselves in, we can truly see how much power we have within our own selves. So when we do a thing like, I want to manifest abundance, pure love, energy into my life. I want my environment to be high vibrational and reflect peace. That means when we're putting that thought process out into the world, when we're moving out and about and we're seeing the things that align with those frequencies, we partake of the things that align with those frequencies and we throw back the things that don't align with those frequencies. But if we decide at one point while operating in our lower self, right, in our ego, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and, because I feel like it, I'm just going to go ahead and, partake of A, B, and C. And then you partaking of it because it's not in alignment with what you originally said that you wanted. You have an experience, right? We cannot then go and blame the Holy Spirit, God, source, the source, We have to go then and blame ourselves. Because even when we're moving, our subconscious mind is saying, I don't know if that's a good idea. I don't know about that one, sis. Seems a little shaky. But our ego is saying, oh no, I'm going to fix it. I'll make it better. I'm so high and mighty. Whatever I touch is going to turn to gold. Honey, you can't turn no poop into gold. And I feel like what we do is we involve ourselves in a lot of things that we know is lower vibration than what we deserve. And we settle. And I think the reason why we settle is because we don't know that we are worthy of good things, that we are powerful beyond measure, and that whatever we think and believe in our mind, we can attain it, we can receive it, and we can cause it to be, right? Because we are a reflection of Source Spirit. We are a reflection of God, right? So God wouldn't have us out here lacking, right? So if you can think a thing in your mind, right? Riding on the bus, going to work, going to wherever, going to the grocery store. And you can think while riding on the bus, you know what? One day this is not going to be my reality. One day I'm going to be driving past the bus. On the way, I'm going to be driving my own car, And you constantly keep that in your mind. And then as you're going through your journey, you're planting those seeds, working on that credit, making sure your income is right to where you can afford a vehicle, putting those positive thoughts into the universe. You think that's not going to give back something, right? We have to, it sounds almost delusional, but you have to believe you already have it. You have to see yourself driving that car, even if you're sitting on the bus. Because if you don't see yourself doing it, it's going to be very hard for you to take the necessary steps to make it real. And I tell people this all the time when it comes to manifestation. It's not just about having a dream. It's about sitting down and writing out your plan of action, which includes action steps to move in and out of and complete towards major goals that are measurable, that are timely, right? That makes sense. It has to make sense, right? So once those things align and they make sense, they're reasonable goals, and you take the action steps, I don't care how big it is. There's no way you can't have it. If you give yourself, especially if you let Spirit lead you, and you give yourself a date and you say, it's January 21st, 2023. By January 21st, 2025, I will be happily married, living in my dream home with my mate that's divinely aligned with me. And then from this date till that next date, you're putting positive energy out into the world. You're getting out the house because, honey, is your husband going to break in your house and find you? Or like what? You're making sure you're moving in your power energy, okay? Because whatever you put out, it attracts likeness. And you are just moving like that, girl. And most of all, you are not fixating over this every single day. You are moving in flow. Taking care of yourself, working out, eating right, smelling good. What man wouldn't want to? Okay, all right. So I'm saying all this to say, know that it's going to be yours. Know that it's going to be yours. And don't allow ego to trick you out of your blessing. So while you sitting up in the house, don't be saying, well, I don't know. I'm not going out. I'm still going to keep doing grocery delivery. I'm going to keep participating in these quick and easy fixes and these Insta services. I don't feel like dealing with people. He going to just come to me. He's just going to just appear. He's going to have 6 figures, a 6-pack, have 6 to 8 inches, and he's going to have no kids, and he's going to have an 800 credit score, and he's going to have a sports car, and he's going to do this, and he's going to do that, not realizing, hey, what about his moral compass? What are his values like? Well, how is his relationship with his mother and father? If he's a father, is he a good one? Is he the type of man that you feel you could trust? Do you want to trust him with your heart? When he walks in a room, do you stop and stare like, damn, okay? Is he the type of man that other men can look up to and say, man, that's that dude? You know what I mean? Things you can't explain that have no number. Sometimes you got to get out of your own head. Don't allow the ego to make you miss out on a blessing. Okay? If you have in your heart you want to start a business and it's something that you're good at and you just know if you started it, it would just take off. But you won't even press the button. You won't buy the website. You won't go get the LLC. You won't start going to events with other people that's in your similar field so that you can learn and gather knowledge and network across from you instead of above you. If you don't create space in your life to study up on that information, learn all there is to learn about it, find a location, how can you say you truly want to have a multi-million-dollar business if you will not plant the seeds and do the work? Your ego is going to tell you, oh, well, it's going to happen when it happens. And it's going to be this and it's going to be that. And I just know it and I don't have to do a thing. It's going to come to me. That is not reality. The reality is anyone or anything you've ever seen that was truly flourishing on a very high frequency level, that person went through hell and high water and they did the work. Okay? So you have to show up and do the work in all areas of life, no matter how you feel. Even if you're having a bad day, push through that thing. If you need to cry it out, cry it out. If you need to dial a friend. If you need to start therapy, start therapy. If you need to push back from the table, push back from the table. If you need to start going on walks in the morning, go on walks in the morning. You know what it is that you need to do. How could you not know how to be the best you? You know how to be the best you. You can sit and dream of it. You can see her or you can see him clear as day. How do you walk at your best? How does your voice sound at your best? What are the types of things you're doing at your best? Who are you touching? What are the lives that you are touching? What does that look like for them? The people that experience your energy, how are they changed? Right? So you know this person, but all you have to do to become him or her is step out of the ego, do the work. And if you do not understand, humbly ask for guidance. Listen, the universe around us wants to see us win. The universe is all about abundance and thriving. Look at how a plant grows from a seed and takes off into a huge tree from that one little seed. The universe is always pushing through adversity to be its best self, radiant, ready to give back and do the process all over again. It will not stop with you. You have not been forsaken. Everything you have in your heart to manifest on a high frequency level of abundance, of joy, of peace, of sanctity, it is within arm's reach. You just got to reach out. And I feel like a lot of us don't reach out because we're scared. We're timid about it. We're paralyzed. We're in a state of paralysis from fear-based thoughts. Well, what if it doesn't work out? What if I start the YouTube channel and nobody watches? What if I start the podcast and only have 5 listeners? What if nobody wants to hear what I have to say? Baby, it's going to pop when it pops. And when it pops, it's going to be the people that was rocking with you from the beginning. All that matters is you put yourself out into the world, because it could be that one person. And I'm going to show up for that one person every time. Stop sleeping on yourself. You that girl and you are that man. Stop sleeping on yourself. Your ego is playing you. I had to just get on here, deliver this message. I was going through life stuff. I was like, I might even be done with the podcast. I said, no, you know what? Absolutely not. I don't care if I have but one listener. I'm going to share this message. People need to understand what themselves and the ego are 2 different things. Okay? Ego is your lower self. Intuition is your higher self. They are going to commingle and they're going to bounce off of each other, but we have to understand what we are hearing when we hear our thoughts. What is speaking back to us? Is it our intuition or is it our ego? Our intuition will never cause us to lead on and lean in with fear-based thoughts. Only consideration for everything that we are going to witness or that may come about. The ego is going to tell you to not even start. Oh, don't do it. They're not going to listen. The ego is going to make you feel defeated. It's going to make you feel like whatever you set out to do is a failure before you even start. And this is why it is so important to embrace the you that wants to see you win, honey. Because at the end of the day, it's you and you. That's the real fight. It's you and you. You getting up out of the bed every morning. You showing up for yourself. That's the real fight. It's nobody that's listening, nobody that you could ever meet. It's you and you. You are not here for no reason. We all have a gift. We all have something undeniable about us that only we can provide to the world. Once you figure out what's and where that is within you, you allow life to pull it out of you and push forward and just take one step day after day after day after day until people come up to you out of nowhere. Man, I noticed such and such. And you hear more and more and more and more and more and more and more people say it. And it's like, oh my God, okay. Maybe I got something here. But I just had to say that. I'm not going to give up on you. I'm never going to let you give up on you. Don't let them fear-based, ego-based thoughts rob you from your dream love, your dream home, your dream bank account, your dream family, and your dream location. And I love you. Good night.